Fantastic Planet is a 1973 animated film directed by René Laloux. It is about the Drogs, extremely technologically and spiritually advanced blue humanoids, who consider tiny ohms, which are human beings, as ignorant animals. They treat human beings, so us, just like we treat animals in our world. And I've got to say, this is one of the weirdest movies I have ever watched. This is one of those movies where I can see the genius, but I do not really enjoy the genius. This film has interesting ideas, great messages and themes explored. It's got a banger score / soundtrack and an awesome visual style. Of course, the animation isn't really smooth or anything, but that's not important. The story is just so weird, but also uninteresting in a way. The sound design, especially, very much reminded me of 2001: A Space Odyssey, the amazing sci-fi masterpiece directed by Stanley Kubrick. It just felt like I was watching an animated 2001. It had the exact same feeling. It just didn't have as good of a screenplay, I think. But it has the same interesting visual style, and incredibly quiet, but also weird sound design, and it really challenges the viewer. But in no second of Fantastic Planet I really cared about its characters. It's definitely a great premise, and the concept is genius. But in the end, with the goofy animation and just genuinely interesting and boring story, it didn't make me invested into the characters at all. And by the way, it feels way longer than it actually is. It's only 80 minutes long, and it felt like a 2-hour film. There are important, genuinely interesting and great scenes with awesome tension and dialogue, and we spent only 50 seconds on it. And then we just randomly spent 25 seconds on a shot of a house, without anything that changes in the frame. All I can say about this is really just, what the fuck. I very much realized the similarities between 2001: A Space Odyssey and Fantastic Planet, especially with how revolutionary they were at the time. 2001: A Space Odyssey did so much for the sci-fi genre. All of the Star Wars and Star Trek and whatever films, they would all not exist without 2001: A Space Odyssey. And I also don't think a lot of the animated work that we have today would be there if we didn't have Fantastic Planet. But in fact, I liked 2001: A Space Odyssey way more. 2001: A Space Odyssey is a masterpiece in my opinion, one of the greatest films ever made. It's probably one of my favorite films of all time, and it felt way shorter than it actually was. While Fantastic Planet felt way longer than it was, 2001: A Space Odyssey felt like barely an hour, even though it was almost 2.5 hours long. Kubrick is a master. And if we take out all of the influence and iconic scenes that we have in this film, we would still have a hypnotizing and beautiful film that has maybe the best visual storytelling of last century. I really have no idea how they made this in '68. I don't have much more to say about 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's so well made, every shot could be a painting. The effects are out of this world for that time, and I don't even know if you could recreate these pictures with modern technology. It's also a very philosophical movie. I had my own interpretation, and it was at least a good chunk different than what Kubrick said he intended. But I don't really care. Either way, it is a masterpiece. And Fantastic Planet definitely has very much of philosophy and general messages about how we treat animals and how we treat the world. It really doesn't feel as impactful as 2001: A Space Odyssey. It really feels like nothing compared to it. It is very goofy to compare the two, but 2001: A Space Odyssey is an incredible journey through space and human evolution, while Fantastic Planet is a bunch of nonsense in some ways. I would give 2001: A Space Odyssey 5 stars out of 5, and Fantastic Planet was still good, but it wasn't incredible. I would give it 3 stars out of 5. It's been a long time since I uploaded, I'm sorry for that, but as I said, I don't have much motivation to do anything. I also had a review for the film Raw, which I was very proud of, but then my editing software just crashed and I couldn't reuse my backup. So that review, which I worked on for hours, is gone. I don't think I will ever make a review of Raw again. I think I'm not very passionate about that film either, but I think I will do 1 or 2 more reviews this month, just like I did the last month. I always try to make like 3 reviews in a month and then be gone for like 2 months. Anyway, thank you for watching. Goodbye.